I'm gonna mark this down as 100% manufactured drama. I see ya. Nah, I'm just kidding. Look, I need to keep. I have my opinion. I need to keep this to around 10 minutes. So I heard Boltgun II was coming out, right? And I'll tell you why I'm on this individual's channel in a bit on X. And I was hyped. And I was even more hyped when you're able to play as Sisters of Battle because they're probably one of the most underused factions. And see, this is what happens when, Games Workshop or Creative Assembly Games Workshop. When you have a company ran by the marketing team, they just keep shoving down your throat what's popular. So you got Ultramarines, 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 fucking Cadians, Ultramarines, Cadians, Cadians, Cadians. And after a while, it just gets annoying, right? Like, I get it. They're using the Ultramarines and they're using the fucking Primaris to sell. They effectively just want to sell you minis again. Like, that's the entire reason Primaris exists, is to just sell you models again, slightly different. And when I heard that you were able to play as the Sisters of Battle, I was happy. I'm like, finally. And okay, Bolt Gun, I played the fuck out of the first one and streamed it. It's effectively a Doom clone, but 40k, which is okay, right? I played a lot of first person shooters, and they actually try to mimic the style of, like, it's an aesthetic choice to make it look like Doom. So, and I've been seeing all these posts on the 40k about, oh, people are mad of Sisters of Battle, people are mad, people are getting mad, people are mad. And I've really, and you would think they'd quote tweet like the people getting mad, but they don't, right? Like, you don't see any. They just say people are mad, and that takes us to this individual right here, because this goofball did a video, whoever he is, tiny little YouTuber, about how it's a made up drama, and I haven't watched. I don't really watch Arch anymore. Or he was Arch Warhammer, but then GW is doing the Disney thing where it's keeping its IP close to its heart and going after just about it, just anyone who does 40k content. People that sell the IP to people, right? I'm surprised they don't go after Bricky. I mean, he's not really a lore channel. He's just some dude explaining 40k to VTubers in a way that VTubers can understand. You know, he's just entertaining, and that's fine. But and at first I started looking at this at work. I'm like, okay, people are mad. Why? I mean, it's bolt gun. Like, if people wanted to play Ultramarines in the second one as well, I mean, that's a valid criticism. I don't think they're sexist. I just think, they wanted to play a game, continue playing the game a certain way, and even though I'm like, oh, whatever, you can just play, like, the other shit they're coming out for that will have the Ultramarines, the fucking Smurfs. I'm fine with playing Sisters of Battle in 2. Like, I don't know. Again, an underutilized faction. I mean, aren't they only available in metal as figures? Like, I'd collect some of the figures just because they look cool. Like, there's a fucking tank that's an organ gun that shoots missiles from the pipes. You know, they're literally just cool. Like I guess in their lore, they can completely stave off chaos corruption just because they are so mentally fortitude. Like not even space marines could pull that off. Like you have an interesting faction that can do interesting things. Like shit, their drop pods are like entire fucking cathedrals that they drop in the battle. Like that is cool for the sake of cool. And I'm like that, which is why I'm literally looking for all the hate because I'm like why as well. Again, turns out it is made up because you would see quotes, but then I started looking more into like what this individual is and woke hammer I made. Like I'm looking and kind of just scrolled down to the very bottom. Then I seen that I didn't really watch. And it is okay. She's shitting on Arch, but then she made an entire Discord saying, "Join Grim Dark Woke Hammer today." Growing 40k and AOS community lore discussion, community Space Marine chapter painting showcase, tabletop simulator, leagues, active VC, access our woke Discord. Like, I, I, alleged autist tourist of the decade woke hammer. Like, and I'm gonna explain how an individual gets to this. Like, not particularly her in particular, but someone else. Like, have you ever had an individual that just they enter your table, enter your space, and you're just fucking around with the boys? And the individual claims, yeah, they're fans of what y'all doing. Let's just say you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And they're like, yeah, I'm a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! Too. And the individual will talk 80% about literally everything else. Like things that have absolutely nothing to do with Yu-Gi-Oh! And maybe like, I don't know, 10%. I forgot to put up the VTube avatar. I'm so fucking furious at this. I forgot to put up the VTube avatar. And okay, they talk 80% about like your opinions of Palestine, your opinions on Trump, things that have absolutely nothing to do with the fucking Yu-Gi-Oh game, with you fucking fusion and synchro summoning, and maybe 20% about the card game, but it's not really the cards. It's that they watched Yu-Gi-Oh with their brothers in the past, and 9 times out of 10 it's probably a female because other guys would be losers that would be also interested. And you're like, well, who the fuck invited this individual? Right? Who the hell invited them? And they like no one. They invite themselves. Then they bring their other friends that think the same way, and you try to talk to these individuals, and you realize, and again, not this individual in particular, she's defining herself against the thing she's against, and that's the chuds. Like, I do believe this individual's a fan of 40k and Age of Sigmar, which is cringe, but they've defined themselves by what they're against. And I think you have individuals that, yeah, people that just, they don't have hobbies, they don't have things they like. You find out that they can't really join other friend groups, so they join the losers. but they don't really like what they're doing, or them in particular, or their culture. So they go, and then they like, so they don't actually care for the thing, and then that they join online groups, maybe other people that don't some other people that don't actually care for Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever, but they're all their friends because they have the same ideology or opinion or whatever, and they just interject a lot of them into that group. And then you see that they try to force out the original members of that group for various reasons. Maybe they voted for Trump or have wrong opinion on, again, things that have absolutely nothing to do with fucking Warhammer. And you'll have people that will say, be like, no, under no circumstances did that ever happen. Like they're like Professor Xavier, and everything out my mouth is just demonstrably wrong. And that could have never happened, right, at all. And then it's like, okay, well, this is happening in gaming companies. It's happening in entertainment companies in general, like TV companies, movie companies, Hollywood, which is why no one actually cares for these products anymore. Or at least when they do, it's just a quiet acceptance of the thing. And it's like, yeah, I can point out, companies that for some reason are just not even releasing games yet. They're just remaking for the 19th fucking time, i.e., Halo Studios. And again, you're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. It's like these people, like they'll say, and by these people I mean the redditors, right? Will say with full certainty that you're wrong. Won't even open up to the possibility of this happening because it's almost like it's what they want. Like, if you have people that don't have hobbies, they don't make anything. This individual wants to be like the prophet at the table, shilling their woke hammer discord, right? But okay, I guess they created a place for people that think like her to operate, and to drum up fake drama, which is what this is. This is the entire point of my video right here. Was originally going to just be this, and I will just scroll down to this, but and now I'm like, hold on, what it actually is this individual? I see all this, I'm like, ah. It's like the type of person that you just look at and you understand everything they have to say, every opinion, and they wear this shit on their sleeves too. It's like they don't really hide the stereotype. Like you look at the face and you're like, I see the flag. Like every other like flag here, where's the American flag? Nowhere to be seen. But I'm assuming she's also an American because this is how these types of Americans think. And it's like again, you have individuals that they just don't really lie. Like they define themselves by what they're against. They don't actually create anything. They just get a bunch of people together to scream about again, I'm assuming this is an anti-chud Discord. I would click the link, but Discord allows like adult content, and I don't think you know what, I might do a community showcase. I did it on the Cinder showcase. Oh yeah, she's back, by the way. The Cinder community, she's back. Streamed to like 12,000 people. Everything I said about the situation was correct. not unsurprisingly, because I know how people act. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm still thinking if I want to do this. Do I want to hurt my brain? Yeah, I probably will. I don't know. Give me a couple days to really revel in everything. Hell, I'll even have a goofy name as well. But anyway, y'all have fun. Peace out.